Good evening. Welcome to Options 10. I want to take a look at MJ on multiple time frames. Do a quick update here, and I'm going to add MSOS to the analysis. And I think I'll just do most of the time the 65 and or the daily on MSOS. And that would be, so MJ is the alternative stocks, marijuana stocks overall in the world market. And MSOS is strictly U.S. stocks. So we have some updates with the presidential election. We had that catalyst with Florida not getting their vote in to legalize marijuana. It was to be voted for 60%. Had to vote yes, and 55, I believe, was the end result of that. So that kind of weakens the overall strength of people demanding that marijuana be legalized federally. But our next catalyst would be the rescheduling of those marijuana in the U.S. of marijuana federally. So let's go ahead and not too much more on fundamentals. Not that kind of guy, but let's check out the charts. So right now we have this bullish falling wedge. We have not made a new low yet, but I suspect we will. So we're in a bearish position at this point so far. I'm going to redraw this line in anticipation that we make a new low. There's no reversal candle yet on the monthly time frame. So we have to, this is a big bar so far. We'll see what happens. But at this point, I think that even if this does occur, all we're going to do is get another divergence here. So we'll extend that monthly divergence, and it is highly probable that that will be the last move, and we will start to reverse to the upside in the next months to weeks. Okay, so this is a long-term buy for me. I'm buying the ETF MJ. I'm not playing any options at this point. If and when you do, leaps, great, all that. But I've just been gathering up because it has a nice dividend that's paying out almost 9% at this point. Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, we're going to do the same thing. So you saw that that support that we put there came down to it and it broke down below. So at that point, I think we're going to get new lows. Again, we're going to change this wedge. Almost could be drawn as a channel at that point, but this is more of how we have it on the higher time frames. Either one doesn't really matter. So that's our wedge right there. And then we'll be looking for the divergence to form again, even on the weekly time frame. Here, and again, we'll extend. This is already extended out, but we'll extend that a little bit further when and if that happens. And then we're getting to oversold area on both the monthly and the weekly. Wonder if there's some demarks here. We can just check that real quick. Nothing to see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Elliott wave. And we don't have any upper targets at this point because that's no longer our 1-2 setup. And I will take the retracements out. You see how close we are to there. Technically, it can hold right there. Not likely. Probability's gone down now. But I'll take that out. And we will look at this as more of a, I don't know where my C is on here. An A, B, C. You put that there. So it's under there. No worries about that. So after that, I think with an A, B, then you have a 5-wave move down. Well, however you count the 1, 2, 1, 2, I think this ended up being a wave 4. Okay. So that would be more of this situation here. And the wave 3 ended at this point. This is how visually it looks to me, where the 3 ended here, and you have an A, expanded B, and a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move up for a C. Okay, so this expanded flat, new lows, and we'll see how long it takes to get new market structure. It could be a straight shot depending on, you know, different things that happen, if the scheduling goes correctly, or how we anticipate. It could be a big move into the, you know, who knows at that point with the rescheduling. Maybe it's a straight shot up to 5, retest these highs up here. Either way, we don't have any targets, we don't have any structure yet. Now we're working on our accumulation. So this is my accumulation phase where I'm going to continue to purchase at a much better price. Most of my purchases were around the 530, which clearly kind of, you know, visually, you see all the volume here. That's where I've been buying it as well, around 330. Gosh, this is 268. I would continue to buy this no matter how low it goes. It's not going away. We're getting a paid 9% dividend. While we wait, it cancels out a lot of the move. Over time, we're just going to get paid to wait. All right. And in my opinion, this is just a phenomenal opportunity to get more, because I was actually in this phase here, I was actually worried that the bottom was in and I just could not accumulate enough. All right. So this last move, here's the daily time frame. Trend is our friend. You could have a channel here and just go a little bit lower. Could just tap underneath here for a new low, or it could exceed. It could throw over here. Either way, we're looking for some sort of low there. We'll see. We'll see what we get here. And what it looks like is this last 5 wave move is 1, 2, 3, or maybe even a 1, but 1, 2, 3, and then 4 shenanigans here, and then a drop below the support here for wave 5. Now that wave 5, if we go into the 65 minute, it looks as if it's near completion, at least on a minor degree. Maybe there's one more a consolidation and one more low, but on a stance, this almost could be like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 4 and a 5 to complete. That's what I'm kind of getting out of this. It looks like we had a triangle here for wave 4 and started to break down, fake break, boom, move down. Yeah, not a whole lot more to say about this. Just looking on the higher time frames, you can clearly see that we're getting some bullish divergence here, and we'll probably get a little bit more as this plays out. So this move, I wouldn't short it, clearly. Get a consolidation and one more move down is what I'm looking for. But we're not playing options, so short term really doesn't matter at this point for me. But pointing that out for any short term traders. And it looks a little bit more like that at that point. Okay, so I don't have much to draw. I don't think I've started drawing anything out on MSOS. So if we have anything, we have the expected move. Let's go to default. Let's go to the daily time frame and save as new. We got the daily time frame. I'll just leave D. Daily trend is our friend. Okay, so we're pretty much in the same position. We might have made a new low already. It looks like we're just barely pennies off. MSOS is a pure US cannabis stocks, and this is a lot more volatile. So if you're using this instrument, you're not getting paid a dividend, but you're going to be rewarded for when this moves to the upside. So this is great for my growth portfolio, and I'm going to start generating some positions in this here. So let's go ahead and get our long-term lines in here, and you see it has not been around as long as MJ. And see how we can start drawing this. This should be, there would be our, somewhat of our, let's see, that would be play out better as our wedge, but we're going to expand that because I think we're going to get a new low here. Okay, so that's on the daily time frame again. Nice point here, and we'll see what happens. Had that nice gap down. That's an exhaustion gap in my opinion. And we'll see once we snap back after we make some new lows. Should be a fake break from this low here. I'm not going to draw too much at this point because there's not a whole lot to really pay attention to. We'll develop some more technical analysis. We're in such a youth of this market that I wanted to start doing technical analysis on it. This is early. It's going to be a huge asset, okay? I know cigarette stocks, for example, are not a huge portion of anybody, but they were in the past, and they started off just like marijuana stocks in a sense, whereas all mom and pop in the old U.S., old mom and pop used these, and then the bigger companies just started to gobble up small companies and became conglomerates. That will probably, in my opinion, happen with the need of growth in those cigarette stocks, like Atria, for example, Philip Morris. They're gonna want to gobble up these as soon as they're able to do credit card transactions in the U.S., for example, and really work with banks to expand this industry. So when that does happen, and it will, I don't know if it's a year, 2 years, 3 years out, but accumulating these positions in the meantime, and individuals as well, and we'll get into those later on because those will probably be gobbled up as well, and you'll get some nice gains off of some mergers on those throughout the years. All right, this is a decade, this is a generational buy, this whole sector. And so I really want to start doing this once a week, at least very quickly if we can, to see what's happening. But right now we're looking for just a little bit more lows to create some more positive divergence, and that should be, in my opinion, a low for probably a lifetime. All right, this was a clear bear flag here. You can see this one going up into the downward wedge, or excuse me, the bearish rising wedge into resistance and broke down from there. And then this was clearly bearish in a stance, but I thought it was making market structure. And this, I would argue, would have been the leading diagonal for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it still is in a sense, if we don't make a new low. I think it's likely we make a new low, but if it doesn't, for whatever odd reason, this would be a leading diagonal instead of a bear flag. All right, so that's what I got for you. And this one looks a little bit different because it's not expanding like the like MJ. This was an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Complete there for bear flag for an ABC correction. And now we're looking for 1, 2, 3, expanded flat, 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, and wave 4. Maybe just eke out a new low there. We'll see how far the wave 5, it's got room to run if it wants to. But wave 3 is already longer than wave 1, so wave 5 can be almost whatever it wants to be. All right, so breaking back above support would mean that some sort of fake break, and we should look for some plays, and eventually I'll do some options on here to play. But we took off all of our positions in CGC, all the options positions in CGC and Tilray and MJ, a couple out to January, but they're not worth much, so we'll just leave them. All right, thanks for joining us here at Options Center. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you in the next video.